Now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Paul, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. It's a Sunday night edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call right here on Pittsburgh CW. 412-575-2600. That is the Borders and Borders hotline. That is how you call us and air your opinions. You can also use Twitter at KDPomp, at The Pony Show. Andrew Fillipponi of 93.7 The Fan is here. We have a lot to get into, beginning with the Penguins, who find themselves down 3-0. Not anyone I know picked a sweep by the New York Islanders. Although if you look back in history, the Islanders have given the Penguins some of their most really difficult moments. From 1975, when they were down 3-0 to come back and win 4 straight, including 1-0 on an Eddie Westfall goal. And I remember that, being there with my dad at age 15, couldn't believe it. And then in 1993, when they dethroned the champs. But this is a little bit different. Pittsburgh expected more out of their play, and they're just not getting it. They're giving up too many 2-on-1s, breakdowns everywhere. Andrew Fillipponi, 93.7 The Fan, part of the PM show that you'll hear every day, 2 to 6. I want to get your take on the fact that it hasn't changed. You know, I thought they would clamp down, that we would not see odd man breaks. We're seeing more, as many as we've seen in a regular season.
Yeah, it was a very sloppy, kind of desultory performance today. One that, if I'm Mike Sullivan and the leaders in that dressing room, frankly, I'm embarrassed by it, Bob. I mean, it's one thing if you get beat by a hot goaltender and you put 40 shots on Robin Lehner and he steals a game and you want to tip your cap to him afterwards. It's one thing if you've got these kind of Herculean, superhuman goals that get scored. Like, I thought the Eberle goal, the first one, Bob, Murray's caught in a little heat for it, but I thought that was a perfect shot where he put it over his shoulder.
We praised Crosby when he did it.
Yeah.
And it was a great goal.
But the other 2 goals cannot happen. The other 2 goals can never happen. Schultz, I don't know what he's thinking. You watched Chris Letang commit a folly and a mistake that cost you the first game. You have to be mindful of that in this situation, that the only way the Islanders are going to consistently score is if you take too many risks and chances, and that's what happened there.
He left Jack
2 goals
Johnson
in a minute
on an island. It was a 2-on-1, and Brock Nelson, say what you want about these guys, they have guys who can snipe, and they showed that with that shot. And I'll say this about Matt Murray. I think he's been really good, but I think he's been outplayed again, and that is a problem.
Yeah.
Only because the Penguins aren't scoring enough.
Right.
If they were, you wouldn't be noticing this stuff. But going forward, he has to be extraordinary, I think, for the Penguins to have a shot in this series.
And I don't think that that's asking too much, Bob. I mean, when you go into this, I know where Lehner was in save percentage. He was second in the league, but most of that for me was system and not the player himself. There's a reason why Robin Lehner is not in the Vezina with those gaudy numbers. It's because of the way that they clamp down and buckle up in front of him. It's not a big ask to demand out of Matt Murray that he be the better goaltender in this series, and he just hasn't been. And I know it's a 2-on-1. That situation, you want to blame Schultz, but at the same time, if you have an elite goaltender, you've got to ask him to keep it at a 1-1 game. So I don't think he's the sacred cow here. Obviously, Sidney Crosby, for that line, Bob, to be where they're at right now. I don't care how good the Islanders' 4th line is. It shouldn't be good enough to completely put Crosby and Gensel in a straitjacket.
But the 4th line is terrific. I don't think there's any doubt it's the best 4th line in hockey. They went out and reacquired Matt Martin because they wanted that threesome to be together. They've been outstanding. We're going to break this down more and talk with you about the Penguins. We also have the Pirates, who won today on the road, taking 2 of 3 from the Nationals. And to me, the biggest story of the day, I think nationally, is Tiger Woods. Andrew, I have just amazing amount of admiration for what he's been able to do, because I was one of those who thought he might win again, but not a major. To know where he's fallen, to know what his physical condition was, to know that he endured 8 surgeries, to a golfer who relies on his back and his knees and his hips, and yet ranked out of the 1,000. I thought it was 525, so I went in for him. He was ranked 1,206 at one point in the world. To jump back to where he is at age 43.
You were ranked ahead of him, temporarily.
Yeah, I mean, that's how far he came back. I thought that was an inspiring story.
It was emotional, and I'm not someone that I don't really. Do I strike you as warm and cuddly? Do I?
I think Amanda tells me yes, you can be.
Okay. I was moved by that today, and when I saw the moment where his son rushed up as he came off the 18th green. Say what you want about the infidelity, the adultery with Tiger Woods. for a guy to have spinal fusion surgery, we've seen back surgeries, and Larry Bird's career. There have been great athletes that have had their back do them in, and for him to have such perseverance and resilience, I don't care how you feel about Tiger Woods, the human being, for a guy to have a second brush with greatness, to see him, because I'll remember this, Bob, when I was in 1997, I didn't grow up in a kind of, gated community country club atmosphere, but I remember 11 years old sitting on my couch and watching him win his first Masters, and I could picture today families across Western Pennsylvania, the same thing happening.
No question.
That is a moment that gets kids into sports. Into the game of golf.
It's why the field is as good as it is right now, because Tiger put them there. They reach back, and that's another reason why I thought he'd never win. Anyway, we're up against a break. We want to hear from you at 412-575-2600. Give us your take on these events. We'll get into it. We'll talk about the Penguins and what they must do moving forward. It's all coming up right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, putting new roofs on Pittsburgh homes for over 25 years. Call Ireland Contracting at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.